Come on, up. Okay. Lay down. Good boy. Stay there. All right, guys. Happy Monday. We're gonna get started here, and today's gonna be a little bit of stability and balance mixed in with our workout, but we're gonna go ahead and get you guys warmed up first. So let's go ahead and start down on the ground. I'm gonna have you start on all fours in that fourplex position. Got our timer going here. And we'll start with some cat-cow. So we're just gonna work on that back manipulation through the spine. So you're gonna go ahead and take a big inhale to pull your belly button up towards the ceiling. Pull those shoulder blades away from each other and away from your ears. Then tuck the tailbone underneath you. Then go ahead and exhale to lift the chin and lift the hips. Go ahead. You're just gonna move through those positions using your breath to swing through the two different angles, trying to really see how far you can move that back. Enjoying that nice big stretch. We're gonna be here for about 15 more seconds. And then we're gonna go ahead and move into our next little variation. So I want you to go ahead and find neutral spine, untuck your toes for me, and then make your knees a little bit wider than your hips. Go ahead and push back into your hips, and then roll your back out. We're gonna be here for 5. Now getting a little bit more stretch to the hips, to the low back, and then using that breath, pushing through the palms to create some extra movement and resistance. We'll go 2 more here. And then last one. Then I want you to go ahead and pop back into your fourplex, but this time I want you to go ahead and untuck your toes and lift your knees up. So now we're gonna push into our legs. So we're hovered, and then you're gonna spring into plank. So this is gonna work the leg muscles a bit more. And now we're actually supporting our body weight. We're no longer just rested on the ground. So you're gonna feel those quads, you're gonna feel those shoulders, you're gonna feel your back. 10 seconds here. We'll go 2, 1, and time. Go ahead and find that plank. We're gonna lower all the way down to the ground. So pull those shoulders back and down. Control yourself down to the floor. Go ahead and release. So you're laying flat on the ground here. And then take your arms over to your side. You're gonna lift up, just pulling into that shoulder stretch on either side. So the arm, Boomer, come here. The arm goes long, come down. The arm goes long, and then you're twisting into those hips. And then just go at your own speed, at your own tempo. Go lay down. You guys keep going. Yeah, come here, right here. We're gonna go 2 more on each side. Good boy, right there. That's good. Perfect, good, stay there. And then once you finish that last one, go ahead and meet me back on the mat, on your stomach, hands underneath your shoulders. We're gonna go ahead and exhale to release our chest, pulling our shoulders back and down, pulling our elbows back like they're gonna touch. So we're gonna exhale up into that big back bend. Inhale down to the ground. If you have low back impingements, you're just gonna take a partial, just lifting the chest and then releasing it down to the ground. But if you feel comfortable, you can really extend up. And then go ahead and release down. 3 more here. We have 2. And then last one. Release yourself back to the mat. We're gonna go ahead and push up to a full, or not a full push-up, but a modified push-up. So knees will stay on the ground. Exhale to drive up into that half plank. And then we're gonna release all the way down to the ground again. Bring yourself down nice and controlled. Staying on the knees, pull the shoulders back and down, pull the elbows back, and then exhale to push up off the ground. So we're getting this full range of motion on these push-ups. Keeping the core strong, squeezing those glutes together. We're gonna do 2 more here. And then last one. You should end up in the modified plank. Lift those knees up, shoot those hips up towards the sky. Holding your downward dog here for a count of 10. If you want to take a second to pedal out your hips, you can absolutely bend one knee in at a time, releasing those hips. Or you can just hold that static stretch, pushing the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Hands in front of you, heels back behind you. You're gonna walk your hands to your feet for a more advanced version, or walk your feet to your hands for an easier version. You're gonna end up either way with your hands and your feet right on top of each other in that nice big hamstring bend. We're gonna take that slow, controlled roll up, and then we're gonna come into our first set. You will not need your dumbbells. We're gonna just start with an alternating lunge. So go ahead and find a comfortable position. We're gonna go ahead and just go right into it. So a lot of today is gonna be unilateral, one set at a time. We'll mix in just a little bit of cardio, but mostly focused on that balance, that stability, and that strength. So with this stuff, it's not about tempo, it's not about speed. I'm moving pretty fast through my lunges, but if you're noticing that your body is having a harder time balancing, you may want to slow it down. Really take the time to find your center. Go only as fast as you're able to control. So we're gonna go about 30 more seconds here, and then we'll come into our first little circuit. Again, doing our best to step up out of that lunge rather than pushing off with the back foot, keeping the posture tall, and then seeing how low we can take it to the ground. We have 10 seconds. Just one more here. We'll go 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. You're gonna grab onto one dumbbell for me. Now this leg, dumbbell's gonna go on the opposite side. This is gonna be my working leg. It's gonna be my working leg for 4 rounds. So just stick with me. Just keep in mind what leg's in front. The dumbbell will go to the opposite shoulder. We're gonna take a step back lunge, step up into a press here. Again, really working on the control. If you want to take this up a notch, go ahead and join me with that little knee drive. And we're just transitioning as smoothly as we can. Again, doing our best to push through this front foot, which will be our working foot for the next few rounds. And always using that breath, controlling the breath within our movement. We have 15 seconds. All right, last 10 here. We'll go here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Take the dumbbell to the opposite hand. This leg is still gonna stay in front. You're gonna take that step back lunge for me. You're gonna step up, and then we're gonna hinge on that front hip. Pull through to stand up. So go ahead and join me. If you struggle with the balance, you can grab onto a wall or a chair to help assist you. Or if you don't have anything close by, take the lunge, step up, set your opposite foot right next to you, but just put barely any weight into it. Just use it there as that little kickstand to help you balance. If you can, find that spot out on the floor, control yourself into that hinge, use your glute to pull you up so your posture stays tall. The movement is coming from pushing the hip back, not actually bending at the back or the core or the shoulders. So we have 10 seconds here. We're doing great. We're gonna go 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. This next one, still working this leg. Option 1, this foot can go into the ground. It's again gonna be that kickstand, and you're gonna do that single leg squat. So I'm pushing through this leg. Again, I go straight back into my hips, but I'm not pushing through this, pushing right here. So you can join me here, or if that feels too easy, you can take this leg elevated and actually come into that full single leg squat. You'll notice that you won't probably be able to get the same range of motion. That is fine. Go as low as you can comfortably control, but you're getting flexion at the hip and you're also getting flexion at the knee. So you're keeping the chest up and then dropping into the hip to create that movement. So we have 15 seconds, we're almost there. If you lose your balance, just go ahead and recenter. Get back into it when you can. 10 seconds. All right, we're gonna go 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. This is your last one, so drop the dumbbell. It's my same leg in front. I'm gonna take that split stance, and we're gonna take a stationary lunge, but you're gonna drop your hips down and forward. So we'll go here in 3, 2, 1, and go. So I'm gonna bring my hips down and slightly forward to my knee tracked. If I had shoes on, I wouldn't be able to see my shoelaces. Tall posture, pushing through the heel. Again, trying to push all of my weight through this front leg. And think of the back leg just there to help me balance. Not pushing up out of it or doing my best to barely push out of it if I need to. So we got 20 seconds left, guys. We're almost there. Breathe. 15 seconds. All right, that's 10. We're gonna go here, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Shake out that leg, you're gonna rest for just a quick little break. We're gonna go ahead and do that same circuit with the opposite leg leading. So the first one was our lunge with our press, okay? So go ahead and grab onto that dumbbell. We'll go here in about 5 seconds. We'll go 2, 1, and go. So again, I can step up and press here, or I can take it up to that next level right here. Dropping straight down and extending up. Watching my angles, watching where my body is leaning, really just trying to stay as secure and as solid as I can through every one of these angles. So actively flexing and controlling my body as much as I can. We have 10 seconds. Again, this leg is going to be your working leg for the next 3 sets afterwards. We'll go 2, 1, and time. Switch the hands. Same leg in front. You're going to come into that lunge. Step up with me, and then you're going to hinge on that hip. Find your center. Drop back down. All right, this one is much trickier balance-wise, so take your time. There is no rush. Focus on your control, focus on your range of motion. You can always take it to that modified version where you're just stepping back, stepping up, and then nice light foot to help you balance, but you're still swinging into this hip here. So we have 30 seconds. You guys are doing great. And then just notice when you do lose your balance, when are you losing it? Is it just because you're not focusing? Or are you losing your foot or your ankle? Or maybe it's when you're at the top of the movement. Just start to get to know where it is harder for you to balance. So we can start to make those little tweaks to correct it. The most important thing is grounding the foot and keeping the core braced. That's your last one there, guys. We're gonna come into that single leg. So again, I can pop this toe up and come into a squat, or we can go into the full. So I'll start here. When we're doing this, we wanna make sure our hips are pushing straight back. So what tends to happen is sometimes we'll shift over, and I'm over exaggerating, but you can see my hips just shifting back instead of actually sinking straight behind us. So that's one thing you're gonna wanna be aware of, just feeling where those hips are going. If you feel like you have a good center, then you can go ahead and lift that foot and then really start to work into that single leg. It's just like the lunge, the only difference is we don't set the foot down. So it's a lot harder on that front leg, takes a little bit more balance and a little bit more control. All right, starting to feel that leg warm up, guys. We got 10 seconds. Bring down, drive and squeeze up. We're gonna go here, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Set that bad boy down. Find your split stance. Again, coming into that lunge. We're gonna drop forward and down. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let myself slide and then push up. Doing my best to really push through my front leg. Seeing how light I can be through that back leg. If you really tested your balance with that single leg, you know you're capable of getting into a single leg squat. So you know that you can kind of keep that back foot really light, or maybe not push through it as much. So just keep practicing, working on that control and trying to isolate that front leg. We have 10 seconds. We're gonna go here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, coming into a quick little cardio round. You're gonna have your legs wide, about the width of your mat. You're gonna hop to turn, hop back. If you don't feel comfortable with that, you're gonna squat, step, squat, step. So I'll start modified and then I'll move into the more advanced. We'll go here in 2, 1, and go. So again, modified, you're gonna squat, step. If you feel comfortable, it turns into this hip rotation. Landing light, and then twisting those hips, landing back in your squat. See how quick you can make those transitions. Get low in that squat. Don't be afraid to use those arms. They can help power you up, or you can keep them in one spot. Whatever feels comfortable to you. Almost there, guys. Let's go. We got 15 seconds. We're gonna slow it down again. Let's pick it up here to finish. We're gonna go here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. So you're breathing. Grab on your dumbbell. Going back to that unilateral work. We're gonna come into a press here. So just pressing straight up, bringing it down, keeping your body centered. We'll go here in 2, 1, and go. So this is gonna be the more moderate version. If you want to take it up a notch, option 1, just bend the foot up to lift, so you're balancing on the one leg. Option 2, take the knee up. Option 3, switch those feet. Keep the same arm and the same leg working, so you don't have any counterbalance. So this one requires the most amount of core, because we're having to disbalance on this side as we move through this side. 7 seconds, almost there. 2, 1, and time. All right, we'll switch those arms. So again, you can go up like this, or if you want the full challenge, take the same leg, same arm. We'll get you guys going here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Find your center, nice strong core, and then work that shoulder through its full range of motion. Don't be afraid to really slow down the tempo on the press to make your dumbbells feel heavier, especially if you have lighter weights you're working with. Tempo is just another way we can control our intensity. So if you feel like your weights are too easy, I want you to really slow down. If they feel heavy and hard already, then you throw a little bit more of an explosive tempo, so you get a little momentum, not a lot, but just a little momentum to help you cheat those reps up. All right, guys, 15 seconds, ground into it. We're almost there. If you lose it, you just jump back in when you can. It's okay. We're gonna go here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Switch back. So we're gonna go opposite leg in front. You're gonna give me either a split stance into a lateral raise, or you can give me the full lunge into the lateral raise, okay? If you need to bend at the elbow and lift here, this is also perfectly acceptable. It's a good modification. Let's go ahead and jump into it so that that lever is shorter, which then makes it lighter, okay? So the longer our limbs are, the heavier they are, the harder they are to control. And then once you have the hang of it, you're just gonna flow as smoothly as you can into that lateral raise from that lunge. Keeping the core strong, step back, lift it up. Perfect. We got 20 seconds. Breathing. Last 10. Almost there. We're gonna go here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Switch those arms, switch those legs for me. Again, find your center, tuck your glutes underneath you. We're gonna get you going here in 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. So, finding ways to make it match your level. Whether you have to take it down a few notches, maybe you're just taking a step back, you're coming up, you're lifting at the elbow. Maybe you're able to do the full lunge, but you gotta step up, tap the toe before you lift. Or maybe you can start to lift as you're coming up to throw in a little bit more core to help you stabilize. So you have 25 seconds. Again, if you can move faster and get more reps in, go for it, but only if you're not all over the place. We're gonna always take that control and that range of motion over a less controlled, faster movement. Breathing through it. We got 5 seconds. All right, guys, 2, 1, and time. We're gonna come here. You're gonna have both your dumbbells out in front of you. You're gonna squat to pick it up, press it, squat it down, grab onto the opposite, press it, squat it down, okay? So we'll go here in 2, 1, and go tall chest, sink down, pick it up, press. Bring it to the ground, switch, pick it up, press, there we go. Elbow leads the way, throw the wrist underneath, there we go. Bring it back down. So we're all working with pretty light weights. It's not too hard to muscle up this dumbbell, but start to work on that form. And then once you have it, let's see how fast we can move. See how explosive we can be. We're gonna take this movement up a notch. This next round, if you guys are ready for it. We have 10 seconds, almost there. All right, we're gonna go here, 2, 1, and time. Get one of those dumbbells out of the way. Very similar, I'm gonna show you one option. This is modified. I go to grab, I pick it up, I step back, I press, okay? Again, you'll switch sides, so we'll alternate. So I'll show you again, modified. Grab it, pull it just like you did, step, lunge, press. So it's that same movement, we just stepped back. If you wanna take it up a notch, you're gonna hop. It's gonna be a little bit more explosive. So I squat down, I end up low and in that lunge. So I'll do it again, I'll do it 2 more times. We grab onto it. So as I'm in the air, I'm sliding into that lunge, okay? So you'll go 1, opposite, 1, opposite. Go ahead and alternate. Start with the modified. I'm gonna get used to how it feels. And then if you feel comfortable, add the jump, okay? We'll go here in 2, 1, and go. So it's a squat, lunge, press, okay? Bring it back down, switch. Squat, lunge, press. Stay here if this feels good. If you're up for a challenge, let's get one more on the other side, and then let's add that jump. Again, only moving as fast as we can control. All right, I'm going for it, guys. So I end up here, step up, switch. It takes a little practice. I have done this before, so it's okay if you don't look totally graceful. Just keep working at it. Stay safe, of course, but go ahead and throw that little challenge in there. We got 5 seconds, one more, guys. All right, drop the dumbbell. Go ahead and rest. Let's come down to the ground. We're gonna finish the next circuit down here. So grab onto your dumbbells. I'm gonna move the camera. So if you guys need to adjust, feel free to. Also, while I'm doing this, grab some water if you need it, guys. Okay. Uh-oh, that's not right. Okay, that's better. Okay, so We're gonna lay on the ground. Oh no, I riled you up. Go lay down. You're gonna need just one dumbbell. Whatever dumbbell hand you have the dumbbell in, the opposite leg is gonna be working. So what do I mean by that? Your leg is tracing your arm the entire time. So I'm gonna put my dumbbell in my right arm. I'm gonna take my left leg long to the ground. The dumbbell starts on the ground. My low back belly button is pushed into the floor, nice strong center. I'm gonna exhale as I push my dumbbell, I'm lifting my leg. As I drop my dumbbell into my skull crusher, I'm lowering my leg. As I push up again, I'm raising my leg. As I drop down to the ground again, I'm lowering, okay? So it's just gonna mirror your arm. It's a press, skull crusher, bring it back into a press, okay? So we'll go ahead and get started. We're gonna go a whole set on either side. Again, glue the core into the ground, not the ground into the ground. We'll go here in 2, 1, and go. So you're gonna exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Perfect. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Now try to rest the shoulder in the neck and try to keep the core really strong. So you're using the abs to lift and lower the leg without letting the low back arch. Awesome job. We have 20 seconds. If you want to make it harder, slow it down. Put yourself in slow motion. Pretend like you have a weight around your ankle. Make it harder for yourself. We're going to go here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake out those arms, shake out those legs. We're going to switch to the opposite side. Take a quick second to check your posture. Everything's in alignment. We're strong through our center. There's no low back arch. We're going to slide the opposite leg long. We'll go here in 2, 1, and go. Exhale up. Inhale to release down. Exhale up. Inhale to release again. All right, once you have the hang of it, I want you to find a tempo that is difficult for you. I want you to put some extra weight and resistance into your movements by just pretending like you're carrying an extra weight around your ankle or slowing down that press to make that dumbbell feel heavier. We have 20 seconds. We're doing great. Almost there, guys. All right, less than 10. We're gonna go here. 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Grab onto your second dumbbell. 2 options here. I'm gonna show you the easier option first. You're gonna go ahead and Boomer, come here, you're in the way. Go over there, go lay down. You're gonna press up here, and then you're just gonna crunch with the dumbbells, roll down, press again, okay? If you wanna take this up a notch, you're gonna press here, elbows come down, sit up, press here, roll down, okay? So I'll start modified with you, and then if you wanna jump up with me into a double press, you can. We'll go here in 2, 1, and go. So we press up from the ground, bring the elbows tight, and then just roll and peel the shoulders, holding the dumbbells at your side, okay? So that's the modified. Press, lock in the elbows, roll up. If you wanna take it up a notch, we press, lock in the elbows, roll all the way up or as high as we can, press at the top, roll it back down. Press up, release, roll up, and press. Perfect. Keep that back slightly rolled on the way up so you're using your abs. Make sure you're not coming up with a completely flat back, but those shoulders are rounded forward so those abs are really doing bulk of the work. Get you up and down. We got 5 seconds. We're gonna get one more. 2, 1, and time. Set those dumbbells down. You're gonna take a little mini break with the weights. We're gonna come into, again, a modified push-up, or if you are up for the challenge, you can give me a full push-up, but range of motion over being up on that plank, okay? So we're gonna pull the shoulders back and down. We're gonna drop into the push-up, lift the arm. So you're gonna alternate. Nice flat back, lift into that row. Push up, lift. Strong center. And you should be getting just about as low as you can. So if you can get your nose to touch the ground, you're doing awesome. You can get your chest to touch the ground, even better. Squeeze those shoulders together. Really work on that range. If it's too hard, you can take it up to an elevated surface. You can always grab onto your coffee table, your couch, maybe a chair, even a wall. Pick yourself up. All right, we're gonna go for 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, we are gonna do not a bear crawl, but instead a side shuffle in a very similar position. So you're in all four, your core is strong. We're gonna lift up. So my knees are off the ground now. I'm gonna step 2 steps. And then I'm gonna step back. And I just wanna glide across the floor. So go ahead and join me. And I'm trying to keep my knees and my shins as close to the ground as I can. If this is too hard, guys, that is fine. Take it down to the ground here. You can just come into some donkey kicks. Instead, work the glutes. We have 15 seconds. Almost there. Last 10. We're gonna go here 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Flipping over, we're gonna come into a floor dip. Again, you can elevate to a couch or a coffee table to make this easier. But if you are up for the challenge, join me on the ground, pull your shoulders back, bring your elbows like they're gonna touch. So I want you to open your chest, core strong. We're gonna lift our butt up off the ground, elbows bend to lower, straighten to lift. So again, this movement is in my arms, not in my hips. It looks like I'm moving my hips. I'm not. I'm bending my elbows, straightening my arms. That's it. Bend my elbows, straighten my arms. Now keep yourself in a good alignment. So make sure your hips aren't too far in front of you if you don't have to. And this is gonna create a lot of tension through those triceps. So if you're feeling them, that's great, you're doing it right. I want you to breathe through it. We got about 10 seconds. Almost there. We're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Bring it back down to the ground. Grab onto your dumbbells here. Nice flat back. Just an easier set here, guys. You're gonna keep your elbows on the ground. You're gonna push up and together. So it's like this rounded press. It's somewhere in between a bench press and a dumbbell fly. Elbows down. Squeeze together. Now, you're bringing the dumbbells straight together, horizontally, but really put that emphasis on that squeeze in through your pecs and the front of your shoulder here. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Almost there. We got 20 seconds. We got one more exercise here for the upper body, and I'm going to give that a break. We're going to switch things up, go into the core. So we're moving through things. We're flying through pretty quick today. Exhale, big squeeze up. Inhale down. Again, use that breath. We're almost there. We're going to go 2, 1, and time. Set the dumbbells down for me. Put your hands underneath your glutes. I'm going to show you modified first. So we're going to take this in tabletop. Low back is pushed into the ground. I'm going to drop 1, 2, 3, pull, tap to the ground. Okay, so 3, and then a tap to the ground. Okay, we'll go here 2, 1, and go. So 1, 2, 3. Bring it together. Bring both down to the floor. Pull back up. Now, if that feels easy, you can take it here. 1, 2, 3. It does not need to go all the way down to the ground. Go as far as your core can support. If your low back starts to arch or ache, it does you no good to push into those lower depths because you're not actually working your abs anymore. So again, bent or straight legs, do what works for you. This is your workout. We have 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and then drop. We're gonna go 2, 1, and time. Awesome. All right. Feet are gonna go into the ground here. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you option 1. You're gonna crunch up. You're gonna rotate side, side, roll back down, okay? So we'll start here. I'll show you a more advanced version in just a second. We'll go here in 2, 1, and go. So you crunch up, twist side, side, roll down. I'm gonna do one more there, and then we'll take it up. If you want a challenge, bring those legs long, pull and squeeze up, so it's knees come up with the torso, and then rotate. So you're just gliding right on top of the floor. It does help if you have a slippery floor or maybe even socks on. You'll find it easier to do this one. 15 seconds. Last 10. All right, we're gonna go 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. One leg goes long, one leg is gonna bend in to meet the elbows for just a single leg crunch, okay? So we'll go here in about 5 seconds, find your flat back. You can elevate this leg if you want an extra challenge. So I can take this off of the ground, but again, I have to stabilize my low back. So we'll be right here and release. It is 10 times harder with this leg up. So don't be afraid to drop it if you need to. We have 30 seconds. Again, keeping the low back into the ground, peeling and rolling those shoulders up. 15 seconds. Last 10. We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time, take a break. You're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. If you took the challenge of lifting your leg, I challenge you again to do the same thing on this side. So we are gonna go here in 6 seconds. Let's get that low back connected. Let's get into position. 2, 1, and go. Again, peeling those shoulders, keeping the legs still if we can. Reaching past that leg. If it becomes too much, guys, drop the bottom leg. It's okay. Do not put that extra strain on your low back. Take the effort that you had lifting the leg to really focus on squeezing the abs, flexing even harder if you can. 20 seconds. 15. Last 10. We're going to go here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Drop the legs. All right, we're getting close, guys. We're going to grab onto our dumbbell. We're going to create a little bit of momentum with this next move. So your low back stays glued. You're going to reach back behind you with the dumbbell. You're going to pull through, control yourself back down to the ground. So we're using momentum to come into the crunch and then slow drag down. Go ahead and join me. Big reach. Pull and squeeze. We have 30 seconds. Again, I'm just trying to peel the shoulder blades up, moving the dumbbell with the shoulders, and then using that momentum to come into that big flexion crunch. 7 seconds. We're gonna go 2, 1, and time. All right, bringing you up. We're gonna go into a figure 8. So you're seated here. You're gonna have your dumbbell to the outside. You're gonna lift your knee, pass the dumbbell under, lift again, pass under again. So I'm just gonna bring it up, around, and through, and then we're gonna keep that posture nice and tall. We'll go here in 2, 1, and go. I wanna lift straight up with my leg around my belly button. What I don't wanna do is bend in. So this is bend in, this is lift up, okay? It's really minor, but it makes all the difference in whether you're using your hip flexor or you're using your core to lift up. So we wanna lift straight up. Don't worry about it coming towards your chest. See how high you can take your foot as opposed to how far in you can take your knee. Give yourself some clearance to get those dumbbells through. 15 seconds. Last 10. All right, we're going 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Option to add the dumbbell, option to go body weight on this next one. I'll show you body weight first. Hands go here. You're gonna peel yourself up. You're gonna keep your arms straight, twist, twist. Roll back down, okay? If you're gonna do the dumbbell, I'll show you. We'll go right into it. So we'll go here in 2, 1, and go. Dumbbell goes here. It rolls up your legs. Now you have to twist, twist. So it does become a little bit harder with that weight. Awesome. All right, guys. 30 seconds. Almost there. $15 seconds left. Last 10. We're gonna go here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, almost there. We're getting close, guys. You're gonna have your dumbbell here. This one's a little bit, you don't have to have the dumbbell either. You're gonna roll yourself down, roll up, plant your feet, press, okay? If you go no dumbbell, you can put this other hand into the ground, roll down, roll up, pretend like you're holding the dumbbell into that press. Let's go. We're gonna roll down, use our core, roll up, press. Again, just like we did the other day when we were holding onto the knees, we're trying to get this movement to come from our abs. Yes, we are getting a little bit of help from some momentum in that rolling process, but I want to catch myself and then nice strong posture as I lift over my head. 20 seconds. If you need to stay at the top and just press, you absolutely can. We're less than 10. We're gonna go 3, 2, 1, time. Let yourself rest. You're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. We have 2 more movements left and then we're gonna be done. So we got 10 seconds here. All right, guys, we're gonna go here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go again. Trying to roll down, roll the plant, press. Just like we did with everything else, the more fluid you can be, the harder these movements become. They require a whole lot more body control and balance. Almost there. 25 seconds. All right, 15. We're not playing. Last 10. Over there. Nope, get 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Stop. Okay, guys, last movement. Boomer's going crazy. He's getting bored. All right. No, go lay down. Go. Good boy. Okay. All right, guys, I got 2 options for you. This is it. Option 1, you're going to join me for a half burpee. This is the more advanced version. We're using our core and our legs to drive these feet in and out. So you'll start in your plank. You're going to hop your feet. You're going to be in a low squat. Set your hands down. Hop back, okay? If that is too much for you, totally understand. Find a coffee table, your couch. You can step, 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 or you can do the same movement from an elevated surface, okay? We're gonna go 50 seconds, then we're gonna stretch, and you guys are gonna be all done, okay? So choose your version. Let's get after it. We're gonna go here in 2, 1, and go. So low squat, hop back. Low squat, hop back. You have an extra player over here to help make your workout harder. Boomer's over here trying to add resistance. We got 30 seconds, guys. Set those heels. There we go. Use your core. Nice flat back. We're almost there. 20 seconds. Let's see how fast we can get. How many more can we squeeze in? I want you to shoot for 5. Can you get 5 more? We got 10 seconds. Let's go. All right, we're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time, awesome job. All right, we're gonna just go ahead and stretch it out. We're gonna be all done. So go ahead, 2 options again. You can stay elevated here like this and then hinge at your hip, or you can join me and kneel down to the ground. It's really gonna depend on your quad and your hip flexor and how flexible they feel, okay? We're gonna sit nice and tall. And again, we're not gonna round our back, but instead, we're gonna push forward into our hips. So, over here. I'm not getting a huge range of motion. I'm just getting probably a few inches, but my back stays flat. I lean forward. I feel that length all the way through. And if I can keep this foot flexed, even better. We're gonna go 10 more seconds, and then I'm gonna let you come into that hold where you can let the shoulders and the back round slightly. So how to do that, I want you to go ahead and start with your knee bent. Grab onto your toes, and then slowly start to slide your foot out. Some of you may stop early, some of you may be able to slide it all the way and bring yourself lower. Find what works for you. Breathe into that hamstring, breathe into that low back. Keep that foot flexed. Go ahead and release. Take your legs straight out to the side so you're still elevated. But now my foot is even with my hip. And I'm gonna try to slide down as far as I can. So if I can close the gap between me and the ground, if I can sit on the ground, awesome, that's great. But again, it's just gonna depend on how flexible your hips are and how open they are. So you find something that works for you. If it's very uncomfortable, stick a pillow underneath your butt to help elevate the hips, okay? Foot is flexed, and again, we're gonna just fold forward. Now you're gonna feel the big pull in between your groin. So from top to your inside of your knee, and then maybe into your hamstring. And then again, I'm just gonna keep this long spine. There's not a lot of movement. It's just a few inches forward and a few inches back. 2 more. And then you can give me that full roll out. So let your back round. Let yourself sink forward and see how far you can reach those arms. Breathing into it. 15 seconds, guys. When you're starting to feel things loosen up, that's great. We're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin to walk yourself up. Let's switch those legs. So again, we started up. We had that leg kicked out. And then we can stay here and hinge here. Or if you feel comfortable, bring it down. Try to close that gap between you and the ground. Sit into that hip if you can, foot flexed. Back tall for these first few. Leaning into it, rocking out. And always just using that breath. All right, 3 more here. And then get ready to let the back round, let those shoulders round. So we'll bend the knee up again. We'll get a hold of our foot. And then you find your level. Everyone's going to be different. If you can lengthen it, awesome. If you're still bent, that's fine. You still feel that nice pull through your hamstring. You may feel it even come into your low back. If you are already flat on the ground, then you're working on bringing your chest closer. You're working on pushing your hips back further. Awesome. Go ahead and release. We're going to take the leg straight out to the side. So again, opening the hip, and then I have gap here. So what I'm going to do is slide as low as I comfortably can. Flex my foot if I can. Keep my body squared, and then I'm going to fold forward, flat back, release out. So now we feel really big stretch here, possibly into the hamstring as well. All right, 2 more. Last one. And you can just transition if you want right into that reach. So now you can let the back bend. You can reach forward, and you just let your body melt into that position. Finding a pose that you can still breathe. You're not holding your breath. Stretching is really just finding that fine balance between pushing that flexibility and keeping your body safe. You shouldn't be holding the breath. It shouldn't be too hard. It should be just hard enough. All right, I'm gonna have you go ahead and begin to walk yourself up. Slide your weight, bring your foot in. Bring your elbows down to the mat for me. Wrap your hands around the back of your head. Your hips are high, you're gonna push into your elbows, and you're just gonna find that nice big stretch through your triceps and the back of your shoulders. So pushing through the elbows, pushing your hips back behind you to create extra length. Begin to release up. Find that kneeling position again. We're gonna push, so I want you to ground your hands, and we're gonna stretch the back of the forearm first. So these are muscles that get neglected a lot, but for a lot of us, they're very tight, so it's hard for you guys to see, but all I'm doing is my hands are out in front of me. I'm gonna push into that, but I wanna keep, just like I would with my squat, the base of my heel, or the heel of my palm is grounded as I shift my shoulders forward. So just like I do in my squat with my knee, I want my shoulder to come as far forward over my hand as I can keep it without letting the heel of my palm lift. So you should feel this nice big stretch through your wrist, through the back of your forearm. 2 more. Last one. And then you're gonna sit back onto your heels. Your palms flip to face up towards the ceiling, and then you can walk your hands further for more stretch or keep them closer. And try your best to pull the shoulders down. But now you're gonna feel it all through the front of your wrist. We're just holding here for 10. Breathing into it. We'll go 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release them. If you need to roll the wrists out, you can do that. One last stretch, guys. Sit however's comfortable for you. I'm gonna just stay in the kneeling. I'm gonna put my hand here just as a gentle reminder to pull my shoulder back, down, and away, and then I'm gonna pull my ear over to the opposite side. This arm doesn't need to be here. As long as you're pulling this shoulder down, you'll feel this nice big length through the neck. Breathe into it. If you hold a lot of tension in your traps and your neck, you may feel a little zing up to your sinuses and in your head. That just lets you know